Hello YouTube, Sam does stuff here, and today, if you watch my Instagram, you'll know what this is, but I'm doing a how-to on a mock I've made of just a lot of different Bionicles, but it's called, I call it the Tiny Toa Turbo Team. Yes, the Tiny Toa Turbo Team. Lots of T's, I messed it up myself. But what they are is just basically these really simple tiny mocks that actually I didn't really have the idea for the body. Someone else did, and their guys looked something like this. They used these, but I didn't really like the use of these too much. These pieces, little pieces right there. So I kind of modified it and made it my own way. So it's so unstable. They're not like the greatest, but that's the one thing you kind of gotta give up when you're building Bionicle mocks this small. Like, you kind of gotta give up, hold together for posability. But what you start out with, disassembling it right now is not the best idea. Okay, what you start out with is these 3 long axle pieces. Then you get one of these pieces, these 3 long Technic pieces, and then you put it together. And you take one of these. One of these, like these 3 long pieces, usually like it's probably not the best, but I bite them. So like if you can modify these, like you can crush them a little bit. Like, I know these are supposed to be like non-modified, but all of my little original like ball socket pieces, they're really old, so they don't stick really well. Like, this piece won't stick into them very well, so like I have to modify these, or like put something like some sort of glue on them so they're a little bit more frictiony. And then I have to do the same thing with these so they'll stick together. Because all my black 3 long pieces, 3 long axle pieces are bad. But what you do, you put that in there, take this, put that in there. This wasn't in the mock, so I think I added this. I'm pretty sure I added this. Yeah, I did. But that was, I saw that on another mock. It's basically taking ideas and putting it together yourself. But then put those pieces right there. I don't know the names of any of these pieces, so if someone's watching this and is getting like, oh my god, well, this is this piece, I don't know them all. Like, I probably should, because I use most of these pieces very often, but like, yeah. Same with like, I don't pronounce any of the names right. Shoot me, I can't pronounce names from some other culture. I'm sorry, I'm bad at reading, I guess. Tehu, Tahu, Tahu, I don't know. But if you watched my other video on how to cut flex tubing, you cut a little piece of flex tubing about a little bit longer than 3, or it should be about, what is it, 6 of these, about 6 of those. So like those little bushing pieces. But what I did, I took 2 of those little half bushings and I put them on there so it looks like he has like, I don't know, like a spinal cord or something, so his neck had more material to it. And then you got that, then you put his neck on there so he's more articulation. You can bend his face around. And then, yeah, doesn't stick very well because with the bigger Nuva masks, like, it's really hard to move with the Nuva masks. So there is Tahu. I don't have a name for the mini Toa. This, I do have a name for them, I just totally blanked. But she has a different build, slightly. That, I didn't use the stuff. This little piece right there, like, I don't know, that little, I don't know. I know what that would be. That's like groin area and chest at the same time. They're just so small. But they had these. So this one had, that one had a little like this one. This one, okay, has axle. This one has flex tubing. And then these, okay, if you want to see how the joints are made, that is how the joints are made. And then it's just like a little blue piece. I use a blue piece. You could use a silver or like the gray or tan pieces to make it more movie, but I liked it pretty sturdy. So this, it holds together better. You can like make it do poses more easily without falling. This one is like not the best design. It's still like, they're still really posable, but this one just isn't as good as the other one because of these. They just don't stand as well. This one is really different. This one is the most different. Guess I'll show him. This one you can pretty much just see how I did it. It's really easy. It's just a couple pieces put together. I don't know if these are illegal. Doing that is illegal to some people who use Bionicles or Bionicle. I don't know. I really don't know. There's just so many corrections nowadays. There's him. His bike is not really complex. There, like, you use a silver, a little gray piece. This, done like this, like that. You can put a little half, I don't know, the pipe bushing piece that will like make that filled in. Then I just used one of those. This is actually free. It doesn't stay down very well. And then this is a fully functional turret shooter thing. Just held on like that on the front, so all you do is twist it and it shoots. And then get focused on this so you can see how this is. Won't focus. There we go. A little bit better, please. There we go. Right, so you can see I use all four. They're all the 4 ones except for that. That's a 3, the one that has a little letter 3 on it. So 4, then you use some little 2 long pieces. I'll just do a different tutorial for it if you really can't see how this is done. So we can go on to the next guy. This guy is probably the best for articulation-wise. He's like really balanced. He's like this, all it is, 2 of those pieces. So what you do, you make that piece, this piece, just like this. Really simple. Then you take these 2 little pins, you put them into the back of this piece, his torso, then put it together like so. Use really simple hand design. These I did illegally. I just cut a piece of plastic weapon that I had multiples of, so it's more sturdy. So if you want to do it legally, you can just use Technic pieces. It doesn't really matter. I can pretend not Technic flex tubing. I'll pretend I used flex tubing and this build is completely legal. It could be. His feet are actually my favorite part of this design. All I did was like take one of those plus pins with like the ball. Then I made it look like little Matoran feet, like the Mixel pieces. That's where I know them from. And then just a little brick, and a little cheese wedge, and then a stud. His feet are really articulative because of that. So now, yeah, his legs can bend out and they can be like running. So he has the best design leg-wise out of any of the other ones. So when you put him together, he has really weird torso, and then he just has a simple Takanuva head for his head. Or Takanuva mask, Metru head, and then he is pretty much the same, except his arms are really flimsy, because if you see how they're done, they just use one, and then that one of those little two pieces, and then another one just with bushing, half bushings. And then his arms are illegal. They're really sturdy though. And then his other arm is a gun. It's just like whatever you want to put onto his other arm. His gun's a really simple design. Not much to it. You just use like the really long Technic pieces. These are different than the other legs because I used 3 longs instead of 2 long pieces. So then he has these little Frankenstein looking things on either edge. Tried to make it look like he had like cargo pants or something. So he's like bigger. The last guy is really weird. This guy, I actually remember what I named him. His name is Hodris. Hodris. I can't even pronounce my own names. Someone would correct me. He has a pretty simple body design. I'll take his legs off. His legs are the simple leg bottom body piece I've been using. And I just used one of those newer Technic pieces into a ball joint and connect it right there. So he has like bird-like legs. And then take his head off. It's just a regular Hydraxin head, but it's the Hero Factory Va Nebula. I don't actually have Va Nebula, I just got that mask in a lot. So, and then his arms, just these little jet engine pieces with claws stuck into them. I don't know, something looked